What up, YouTube? It's your boy Dame, and with me, as always, is the lovely Miss Shannon. How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How was your weekend?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Uneventful, I guess you could say. It was Father's Day, Juneteenth.
Oh yeah,
I
it's a
didn't,
lot going on this weekend.
yeah, but I really didn't do much. All my family is still in California, so
Okay. Oh, so for people
um,
who don't know YouTube, let me do a
yes.
quick introduction. This is the Can I Get Some podcast hosted by myself, Dame, and Miss Shannon. It happens every Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern. And what we specialize is talking about everything that's related to politics, pop culture, and relationships and dating. As you saw from the thumbnail, today's is going to be an interesting show. We're going to have a guest who's going to talk about what it's like to have an OnlyFans and be in a relationship and how it's affecting that. So I know you guys aren't going to miss that. So stay tuned for it. But before we get into that, I think both myself and Miss Shannon want to celebrate the fact that our Warriors are world champion.
Hey,
If y'all don't know, we are both
hey, town
Balians.
business.
We are both Balians, and we are all
Yes,
about them Warriors. Will have you. So I was so happy.
yes.
I was disappointed. Like we may be from the Bay, but neither one of us currently live in the Bay. But so they just had uh, the big parade. Did you ever go to any of the parades when they won?
No, in fact, I've been in Georgia ever since the
Oh yeah, they weren't
Warriors
winning.
got hot, right?
Yeah,
I remember in the 90s, growing up, Pops, he would always look at the games, but they would always lose. And then
yeah,
what was that, like 2015, 2016, something like that? They just came out of nowhere and
yeah.
they've been hot ever since.
That's what's
So,
up. And ever since we've been gone, but I've been gone left recently, but ever since we've been gone, they've been like the team. So that's one
right.
thing I'm missing about being in the Bay. Um, what else has been popping this weekend? Oh, I was going to talk about something different, but then over the weekend I saw something that kind of caught my interest. I don't know. Had you had the chance to see Drake's new video for Falling Back? Did you have a chance to check it out, Shannon?
No, I was supposed to. But I didn't get a chance to look at that.
But
But
let,
tell
let me
me
give
about it.
let me give you the breakdown. Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
in the video, this is a clip from the video. In the video, Drake marries 23 women.
Oh
23.
wow.
And the crazy part is Tristan Thompson with his crazy self was his best man. So that's a whole nother can of worms or what have you. So Drake is marrying 23 women, So it's got this video has got like the manosphere red pill like community going crazy because what they're saying is that it represents hypergamy or a woman's desire to marry and date out of their current caste and move up to a higher level in society. So it's all good, move to a higher level in society. So and what they're trying to promote, he's saying, is that if you are high enough value, you can get not only women to just date you, but marry you. So my question for Ms. Shannon is, what are your thoughts on that? About if you got enough clout, money, and status, you can be like Drake and marry 23 women. What is your take on that?
Marry 23 women. Now
Let's just say date.
I noticed in the thumbnail that everyone, it was basically like a big wedding on one day.
Yep.
So he's marrying these 23 women at one time.
Yeah, in the video, he's standing up there. It starts off with him talking to Tristan
That's
Thompson, and
weird.
he's just like, you know, uh, I think I'm in love. I'm ready to do it. And then Tristan Thompson was like, "You sure?" He was like, "Yeah." And then they show him talking to a woman, but then if they pan out, it's like a line of women. All he's marrying at all the same time. So,
Yeah,
like I
I
said, the
guess
red
that's
pill community is just thinking that that's just that's just an example of women ready to share men.
yeah. Me personally, it's a hard pass. Um, just because I don't really put value in a man's money.
Yeah,
So for me, it wouldn't work. But I
uh,
guess this is it. I guess this is a thing. Um, yeah, this is a thing. I mean, look at Nick Cannon. No one's turning him down, obviously,
I mean,
and
they
no
having
one's
his
going.
babies, you know.
Right, right. No one's turning him down, and I guess most women wouldn't turn him down because of what having his baby could mean for their future.
Yeah,
But to imagine actually being in a relationship while he's in a relationship with other women, and then you have all these separate households and all of these kids, it just seems a little weird. Seems kind of far-fetched.
yeah.
Um,
My question to you is, okay, as we are mature of age,
mhm.
let's just say 20 years ago, with a 20-year ago Shannon think about consider being one of many, let's just not say married, because that's, I think that what they're doing is they're it's a satire and their exaggeration. But 20-year ago Shannon, would she say, okay, you know what, I'm gonna kick it with this dude, and knowing that he's got a significant amount of other women out there? And be honest. Let's be honest.
No, because I just, like I said, I never, even back then, I did not put value in somebody else's money.
Gotcha.
Um, but maybe if life circumstances were so bad to where that was like a quick fix, a real good quick fix, maybe. But I mean, life has never been that bad. Um,
You know, hmm. I was thinking about it. I was like, is there a situation? How would I have to be of any type of high status, or I guess the buzzword is high value, to where I would entertain the idea of having 23 women that I'm dealing with? And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you. That'd be a hard pass. Is
yeah.
because it would add, so whatever you're doing, instead of being like a piece, that would add a significant level of stress to your life. So yeah, can't do it,
And
Drake.
then on top of it, what about, it's like we push these ideas in society, but no one's thinking about, like, what about diseases? Because those things are still real.
Yeah,
Um, I know COVID kind of took the spotlight from a lot of things, but there's still that one three letter, that there's still that one out there.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, Not to mention other things. So I don't know why. I don't understand how people don't think about that when they want to glorify that lifestyle.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you. I totally agree, because it's like, you brought up Nick Cannon earlier. I see what he's going through. Could you imagine if you're dealing with that many women and all of them end up pregnant at the same time? I was like, yeah, that's gonna be that'd be a problem.
And then I also think about, like, what if a woman was doing that?
That's an
What
interesting
if we
point
what
that you
if we
bring
had
up.
yeah, what if we had a woman out here with 12 different kids by 12 different men? Like, would we be like, hey, yeah, you go, girl?
Yeah, it's the funny thing is, nowadays it may not be too hard to find a woman with 12 different kids by 12 different men. I
You're
was watching.
right.
I wish if I know this would came up. I saw this video recently when it was a woman who said why she would rather have 6 kids from 6 different men rather than 6 kids from one man. It's because she gets 6 different child support checks. So it's a lot of women out there who have structured it to where they having multiple kids by multiple men so they can get multiple checks, which
That's
means
really
multiple problems.
silly.
Yeah, for real, for real.
But let me just say that is not the norm. That is not that's not what women are out here doing normally. And that is absolutely insane. Like,
Okay, what you
but
call it?
yeah.
What when you say it's not, what are they out here normally doing? Do you think that the women of the day are doing what women did normally, or what I guess you're considering traditional women? Well, you think the women out there are representing traditional values and doing what traditional women would do, or is it hot girl summer all over the place?
I mean, that is definitely being promoted as well and pushed, the whole hot girl summer thing. But I always thought it was just promoting like liberation and, do what you want, have fun, you know, women's empowerment, sexual liberation and freedom. I thought that was really the whole bottom line of hot girl summer or
Okay,
whatever.
you brought up an
But
interesting point. I don't want to get get out in the weeds, but I'm just curious. Okay, sexual liberation, women's empowerment. Where do men fit into that? Like, where do the men fit into that? Are we just, but what is our role? We just kind of watch
yeah,
watch the show,
yeah,
or do we have a role in that somewhere?
not really. It's not about you. It's just not about you. So, kindly sit back,
Just enjoy the show.
enjoy,
Enjoy the
and just
twerking.
let it rock. Let it be. Yeah. I mean,
I hear you. I hear you. Much
yeah.
I'm all for women's power, but it's just difficult because a lot of times, like, I'm all for them. I got a daughter, so I'm all for women having empowerment and doing everything they want to do. It's like,
Mhm.
but it's one of those things where we get into the sticky situation where they still want men to behave in traditional manners. Like, hey, we paying for everything. We a lot of stuff that's traditional, women still expect. So, can
Some
hot
women.
girl summer and wanting a traditional man, can they coincide? Can they work together, or is it like, are they opposites of the spectrums?
Can they work together? Absolutely. Like I said, Hot Girl Summer is about women's empowerment, liberation. It has nothing to do with men. And,
Okay.
men may not have a label for you guys may not have a label for it, but that's just how y'all lived y'all life. That's how y'all live y'all life. You're free. You can go outside with your shirt off. You can do whatever you want to do.
Do women really want to go outside with their shirt off? Is that what you're saying? Free the nipple? Is women want to go outside?
I mean, it might be nice. It might be nice to go
Oh,
outside and
I
feel the
mean, it's
sun on
hot.
your back and not, you know.
It's 110 in Texas. I mean, 102 in Texas right now. I'm sure there's
Yeah,
a bunch of women who would love to.
it might be nice. I bet it is nice, but
Oh
my point
man,
is, men, y'all get to be as free and as liberated and as forward as you want to be, and it's okay. But women haven't always had that luxury, so that is what that movement is about. It really doesn't have anything to do with men.
gotcha.
So I don't see where celebrating femininity or celebrating women's empowerment, liberation, I don't see how that does. I mean, I don't see how people could look at that and feel like, oh well, why? So how do you turn around and want a traditional man? Like, why not? Why not? But that whole traditional thing, in my opinion, is kind of outdated because
Really?
yeah, it's kind of outdated, kind of, but
Kinda.
yeah,
Explain. What is
kind of.
kinda outdated?
When I say kind of outdated, I just mean that, I mean, we're evolving as a people. Okay.
Okay.
So, um, certain things just aren't needed anymore.
Okay. Like what's not needed?
So I don't know. I hear a lot of guys saying, well, can she cook?
I mean, I would ask you a question. Is that really,
Like,
is that traditional? Because you got to eat too.
yeah, I guess it is traditional for the woman to be responsible for cooking.
Okay.
That's pretty traditional.
Is that one of those
And
traditions that you accept or you kind of rebel against?
I don't rebel. I just feel like for me, if I feel like cooking, then I will. If I don't feel
Gotcha.
like cooking, you shouldn't hold it against me because I also work. I
Okay.
also contribute. And it's literally not my job. I don't see it as my job or my role to be the one that cooks. Now, like I said, if I do, great. If I don't, I mean, that's great too. You have all these different apps, Uber Eats, DoorDash, if somebody
Okay.
don't feel like cooking, you can just have it brought right to your door. I mean, times have changed. So, and we definitely live in a society where men benefit. Men benefit from women working and being masculine. Men benefit from that. So to expect a woman to be the one who cooks, that's so outdated.
So you said we benefit. Are there any drawbacks from that? And I don't want this to turn into like a whole men versus women because that's not.
Yeah.
But I'm just curious. It's just like, are any drawbacks to that? Like you're saying, with the benefits, it wouldn't usually when it benefits, there's some type of drawback. Are you
Yeah.
finding any drawbacks to us as men? Or are women even thinking about that?
I think there are drawbacks because I know I figure I think most men that I know, they want or they desire a woman who can match their fly, who can earn just as much as he can, who can pull the family out of the mud, if need be. But in retrospect, she's not going to be there in the home 100%. She can't give 100% there. And I guess a lot of men kind of feel it sometimes. And that's why they ask, well, can you cook? They want to know that now. Well, can you cook? Because I guess that's something that a lot of working women who are juggling all of these balls, sometimes they might fall short in that area.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So we got a comment from Bruce Patton. It's like, are we describing male privilege? Is that what you're describing? You're describing male privilege, like that I guess what I'm really trying to say is like there's certain things that that women don't have that there's there's expectations putting on women, but there's not as many expectations put on men. Is that what you're kind of describing?
I'm not going to say that men don't have as many expectations, but I just hear that one quite a bit, like, oh, well, can she cook? But I feel like men definitely have their privileges and so do women.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, and I agree. I totally agree. Some of the other podcasts again, they would call that simping or what have you, but I totally agree.
Well, simping ain't easy.
Oh God. So enough of this. I know everybody saw the thumbnail, and what probably got them interested is learning a little bit more about what it's like to have an OnlyFans. We're just waiting for our guest to arrive, and as soon as she arrives, we'll pull her up. But I just want to get your take on OnlyFans. Like, I think you've made it no secret that in your past glory days, you were involved in the industry that would be considered adult. You were a dancer for a
Yes.
while, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So do you find any kind of correlation between women that do stuff like OnlyFans and dancers? Are they totally separate spectrums? Do you think they're one and the same?
Yes, it is the same. It's just, like I was saying before, the world has changed, the world is evolving. So now instead of having to get in your car and drive to wherever your favorite dancer is at. You can just log onto your computer.
Okay.
So it's like a different field, a different ball court, if you will, but it's the same game.
Gotcha. Now, in your younger days, would you have ever considered opening up an OnlyFans account?
Yes,
Oh, really?
definitely. I mean,
Like,
when I was in that lane, when I was in that field, definitely.
okay.
Definitely. If
Why?
I could,
Please tell. I'm,
come on, man. Like, if you could just set up a few props and rake in thousands of dollars without having to leave your home, without having to put your safety in jeopardy, without having to leave your kids if you have kids or whoever it is that you may be responsible for,
okay.
that sounds like a win-win to me.
Hey, I can see why a lot of women do it. You know,
And men do it too.
that's true. That's true. You know,
Got a lot of men out here making good money on OnlyFans.
gosh, I understand. I hear you. So right now, enough of that. Right now, I want to bring. Oh, I think we just lost her. We had our guest up, Miss Jazz, up. Let me just make sure that she is good to go. Let me just hold on 1 second. Okay, she just saying her internet is she gonna jump back up, but we can expound upon what we're talking about. You know, I mean, a lot of it's the funny thing is like a lot of men say, "Oh no, I wouldn't do that. It couldn't." Blah blah blah. But these women on these OnlyFans, a lot of them are doing. They're doing like with some. There's some guys out there that are down for it. They definitely are in there making it happen with them. You know,
Well,
I
I
can't
was
say
just
that.
gonna
Go ahead.
yeah, I was just gonna say, it kind of goes back to that thing, like, so, you have this man who's got all this money, and he wants you to be one of many girlfriends. Some women, they probably would never normally do something like that, but because it's Drake or it's this guy that has all this money, a lot of guys would probably never want to date a stripper or someone that's, on OnlyFans, but these women are making six figures. Okay. And you have a lot of men out here that are dating ambitiously as well. This is not just a woman's game anymore. A lot of men are actively seeking women who are very successful.
Okay. Well,
And
we got
yeah, I mean,
our
okay.
girl Jazz back. Let me go ahead and click her in here. So, with no further ado, I would like to introduce our girl Jazz, aka Hotwife Uncensored. That's what's up. Hey, Jazz.
Hey guys,
How
how
you
are you?
doing?
Thank you so much for your patience. I
Hi,
jumped in here. I'm amazing. How are you?
I'm
Can you
good,
guys hear
good,
me
good. You
I'm
look
great.
great.
okay?
Yeah, we
Yes.
can hear you fine.
Okay, awesome. Yay.
So, like I said, like I said, I want to thank you and coming on and sharing your experience with us. So, you saw in the thumbnail. We've had conversations. The question of the day is, you are a businesswoman, author. You do a lot of stuff,
Mhm.
but you also
Yes.
are an OnlyFans content creator, correct?
Yes, I am. And I'm very proud of it too, to be honest. So, yes.
Okay. And what got you interested in opening up an OnlyFans account?
You know what? This gonna step on some people's toes, y'all, but am I free to
Do it.
really talk how
You can let it fly.
all right. Listen, I'm just saying. Okay. So basically, I've been a licensed professional in the financial services realm for over a decade. And, I enjoy helping people. And, I've authored some books. I've done a lot of little different things in my life, right? But what I realize is we as women, we stifle our sexuality, we stifle how we feel, the beauty that we feel, and with me working in a male dominated industry, I'm not able to like, you have to play yourself down, tie your hair back, look as conservative as possible. I got tired of all that. I mean, because that's not my personality outside of work. Like my personality outside of work is sexy, fun, want to talk to everybody. I kick it. I have an amazing time. So I really wanted to show that side of myself. And that part of me just really an opportunity to shine and grow. So we don't know how many years we have on this planet, y'all. And I get it. Some people talking about I'm gonna go to hell, and that's cool too. That's if we find out it exists. But it could be the hell that I'm living in by stifling my sexual energy. So
that's what's up. All right. So I want to question that. Now you kind of touched on something slightly. It's like, so how have your like family and friends received? Because I'll link your IG down so people can gotta go check it out. But you proudly like wear it. You just like you put it out there. How has everybody else like received it and accepted the fact that you made this decision to be so liberated?
So here, right. So you know what? At this stage of my life, y'all, it's probably best that if you don't really like something that I got going on and you don't pay no damn bills of mine, which you don't, keep it to yourself. As I talk to some of my family members, my mom in particular, just, I needed to remove her from certain social medias anyway, just because of, the way the algorithms go. You don't need 100 people from your family tying up your algorithm, and other people that you don't get a chance to connect with, they don't get a chance to see your content. So I've been moving people back anyway, just creating space for myself to be able to do other things that I want to do on social media. But I'm just at a place, honestly, y'all. I ain't got time for it. I'm just not. I ain't interested in nobody comments right now, and they get. Some people ask me some questions, like some of my clients and people who know me, like, where did all that come from? Are you still doing X, Y, and Z? Hell yeah! Like, I can do this and that. Like, get it? Is it not all over the internet? Have more than 2 streams of income? Like, why are we so in a box? Like, the only job you can have is like working for Comcast or AT&T. And shout out to those, Fortune 100 companies. However, come on now.
Okay. You got any questions, Miss Shannon?
So can you hear me? Okay.
No, I'm just playing with this light. I look so pale.
You look great.
Thank you, darling.
So
my
question is, so are you currently in a relationship or are you dating?
Yes, I am in a very committed relationship, and my guy is 100% accepting of it. He loves me. He is not intimidated by my expression of my feelings, who I am, or anything else like that. We are very open and honest about everything. He knows everything. And he's supportive of everything that I do.
Okay. Now the question is, I remember let me pull up one of the chats. Terrence Johnson is asking, how has your OnlyFans affected your work or clients?
That is an amazing question, Terrence. So it has not affected anyone as of what I know of as of now. To be honest, Terrence, like as long as I've been actually in my industry, majority of my clients have not come from social media, right? So I come from an era of knocking doors, doing all type of things, rolling, generating business the old school way, right? So that's how most of my clients are. That's how I generated most of them. Most of my clients are over 65, and most of them do not follow me on social media, right? My more affluent clients, sure as hell, are not following me on social media, and I don't even think they spend their time with that type of stuff. They get on Facebook for like looking at their grandkids, and then they off. So, it's a whole different ball game, So it's not one of those things. And what I've also found just keeping it real, y'all. Like all those stereotypes and all these hindrances, this is something that's in our community, man. Like the others, you know, they don't be tripping like that. They be like, girl, get your money. If I was still young, I'd do it. You know, they don't act like that. They vote conservative, but they live. So I think we kind of stifle ourselves and we buy into these stereotypes and we buy into these boxes that people want us to be in.
Got you. Now we had talked before, and you know, I hit you up and said, okay, how appropriate do you want me to be? And I gave you, do you want to how you said let it fly? You was just like, let it go.
Yeah.
So a question that I got is that does your man join you in your OnlyFans endeavors, or is he kind of staying out of the situation?
No, he has not joined me as of yet. So I definitely have a lot of great content that I'm getting ready to release. I'm super excited about it, but he has not joined me as of yet.
Gotcha. So you're looking to have him be a part of it.
Listen, you gotta have fun, you know, and I can tell everybody what's up under my sleeves. You know, my sleeves is bare on the show, but still I got some stuff up there because it got to make people, you know, want to keep tuning in and watching.
Okay. All right. So let's just say, not for me, because
Yes,
I am
sir.
a happily married man, happily.
There
But
you
if
go.
a man was so inclined to go on your OnlyFans, what kind of stuff would they be able to see? What is Miss Jazz putting out for the world to consume? You know,
Oh
how
my
what
God.
do I get? What or I should
You know
say
what?
that man get?
That person, yeah, because it
That
definitely
other
wouldn't be a
dude
happy
get.
man. No. No, but I definitely is more of a sexier side. It's definitely all the sexy things that men want to see, and maybe some ladies too. But it's
Other men
definitely
want to
all of
see.
the
The other men want to see.
yeah, yeah, and then some ladies too. You know, I ain't discriminating against nobody, but it's definitely not my boring ass world that it has been on social media because it's time to have fun, guys. Like, if we really headed towards a recession or whatever, like we gotta have some fun. People gotta have a way to be able to release some of that energy, some of that sexual tension. Because honestly, I feel like that's why so many murders. I feel like that's why y'all be having road rage, beeping at each other, accidents. Where I live at in Atlanta, it's like 5 a day on 85. I'm like, man, if his wife would have just gave him a good BJ this morning, or he could have beat the door good, shit, we wouldn't have these problems. I'm just saying. Because
That's what's
honestly,
up.
that's why people be so mad. Because it's like you're not giving yourself time. Like that's God-given energy. Like you have to release that. That is as natural as eating. Like people act like it's not. But if it was not, guys, like we wouldn't feel like that. Just like you get hungry, you get
Yeah.
horny. We can help you with that.
Okay.
Yeah. Facts.
I'm curious. Before OnlyFans, what were some of the other ways that you already expressed this sexual energy that you seem to just be overflowing with at this point?
No, you know, I honestly, I have a great time in real life. So I am open to going to different, you know, clubs, different type of swinger clubs. I go to a lot of different places and I watch people, you know, enjoy themselves. I travel abroad. You get a chance to see a lot of different things. And honestly, those were the things that actually opened my mind when I went to y'all familiar with hedonism?
Oh yeah, in
Maybe.
Jamaica.
Yeah.
Haven't been.
Okay. Well, put it on your
I
bucket
ain't been
list.
either.
Okay,
I
that's right.
seen
You just heard of it.
I
Okay.
was kidding. I just saw it on HBO special. I think it was on the HBO special.
Exactly. So one of the things is like when I went one time, I was going on vacation. This was many moons ago, and one of my friends who owned a club, they suggested this place, and I didn't even know nothing about it. So I was like, all right, bet. So I went on ahead. I took myself for my birthday, and I got a chance. I got checked in, all of it, and I was like, shit. I get there, it's like I mean, balls and dicks, and I mean, just everybody, they just free, people just happy. I mean, you talking about, you know how like you feel like, ooh, I need to work out. Ooh, shit, girl, I gotta do this. Baby, listen, people was proud of their skin. And I was like, wow, okay. But outside of the sex that everybody's thinking about, right? Like I remember I talked to this one couple for it was like breakfast or something like that. Or yeah, because I was drinking mimosas early. So yeah. And so I was just asking them as a married couple what made them decide to come out there. And the wife said that, you know, she didn't want her husband cheating on her because the town that they're in from is small. She's a psychologist, he's a doctor. Oh no, he was an attorney. I'm sorry. And like she didn't want to be embarrassed with that, right? So she gave him a get out of jail card, you know, every year for their anniversary. And then he took over the story, y'all. He was like, listen, and ever since she did that, he was like, all it does is turn me on, and all I want to do is fuck the shit out of her. He was like, so we just come and watch every year, and it just kept our marriage strong. And so what I realize is that so many, like sometimes people think everything is about just having sex with a whole bunch of different people. But what that couple realizes that releasing that sexual energy and not judging one another, it actually made them a stronger couple. And now they have something that they to look forward to every year. And he said he actually doesn't have a desire at all. He was like, I enjoy looking at all y'all beautiful women, but she's gonna pay for it when we get back to the room. So
That's what's up.
I
And
mean,
I hear that
you
about
know,
cats that go to the strip club. They go to the strip club, and a lot of them like go, they get excited, and women too. I know women who go to women's strip club, men's strip club, get excited, and they bring it back home to their man or woman, and that's the way it should be. Let me give some shout outs real quick. I want to give a shout out to the Red Pill Podcast. My boy Angelus, I want to say what's up. You know, he's been like helping me through figuring out how to get this thing together. He's a solid cat. I really appreciate it. And we got Rob B. I know everybody know Rob B. She just want to give a shout out to her. She does her thing.
Hey.
We're gonna have a panel regarding politics, and I definitely want Rob B on there because somebody what's got it? Oh, sorry, Angelus, the Gray Pill Podcast. Sorry, my man. He was like Gray Pill Podcast. I'm sorry. So, we got Poppy Blanco in the house. Like we gotta have if I have a panel that has men on it, we definitely gotta have Poppy Blanco on there because he let it fly. You know, wait, nice support, man. I'll definitely appreciate the love. All right, so getting back to what you were saying, because I think that's the reason why everybody jumping on, because they're just enjoying what you got to say, and the fact that you're so candid with it is, you know, is how long do you think that you think you can you'll be doing this? Is it something that's just like you kind of like go with the wind as long as it's enjoyable? How long you think that you're gonna keep pushing with the OnlyFans and what have you? Because you seem like you got a ball of sexual energy, so it could last for a long time.
We do. It's just people have been trained and conditioned in this world to like keep everything harnessed. And I'm not saying you have to, you know, show everybody and be all excited all the time. However, you know, enjoy it. But for me, I'm gonna go as long as I can go. You know, honestly, I'm going as long as I can go. Like I posted on a live earlier, I was out going for a walk. And I was just saying, I said, y'all always talking about black women don't work out. Here I am. How do you think we stay in shape? Like, I'm out here walking. I was like, and then on top of that, I need my health to be good. Because when I'm 80 years old, I'm going to be flashing young men. Like, this was idiot titties look like. So people
what questions
like,
you got, Miss Shannon?
Like,
what questions you got for her? So it's obvious she gonna let it fly. Whatever you ask, she gonna answer, and we love that over here.
I know. That's what I'm about to say.
Can I get some
y'all,
podcast?
You gotta give me parameters, or else I'll be pushing that.
They ain't none. We early enough in it to where I'm not worried about what YouTube talking about. It's
Okay. Yeah. No, YouTube don't be tripping. It's your audience. I want to offend.
Yeah.
So my question is regarding your OnlyFans. How many subscribers do you have? And also, can you tell us ballpark, like how much you're making?
Shannon trying to get
Like
OnlyFans.
average.
Just joking. Shannon thinking about it. I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
So
Just
I
joking.
will say this. So I'm really just starting in regards to all of this. I'm really just starting. So I haven't yet cracked 100, but that is my goal by the end of the week, to have that many people subscribe to me. And I will tell you what they said. The actual platform said I am of the top 25% content creators right now on OnlyFans. So based on the algorithms, based on everything, my tips, my money, all of that stuff, everything is trending really good. So, but you have to work though. It's not something like you can just get on there and pop your pussy one time and you expect because come on, it's like I live in Atlanta, so it's like way more women than it is men. So guys and the guys who make money, they have the opportunities to date a lot of different women. So it has to be more than just that. So that's what people do have to really understand. It's the engagement, it is all of it. Like people want to feel wanted, needed, the curious, all the sexy stuff that we do as women because we're beautiful. So
Yeah. Oh, somebody put in the chat. Is
boy.
your man down for you having other men other than him in your OnlyFans?
Of course.
We lost Danny.
Yeah, of course.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that how it goes down now? I think we lost Shannon, but is that how it goes down now, or it's just like?
Yeah, I mean, it has not made it to that part of my content yet because again, I'm still growing, and I'm really still trying to make sure I understand my audience and what my audience's needs are too, right?
Gotcha.
Because there's so many different types of people out here. There's some people, guys, and that's what y'all don't really understand. Like even when I was doing like shows on YouTube and I was just like trying to hook my friends up and hook couples up, people would come in the comments and be like, "Oh, can you sell me your panties?" Bro, this is not talking about my panties today. So like that's what people have to understand is like people are just everybody is into something different, and I don't knock nobody's thing. Some people just want to look at my feet. Some people want some panties. Everybody wants something different. Honestly.
So, Poppy Blanco, that goes right into what Poppy Blanco asked. He was like, "Does she do customized videos?"
Yes. Yeah.
So Poppy, if you want a customized video, hit her up.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, because everybody wants something different. And I want it to be a safe place where people don't feel, inhibited. Like, oh, she gonna judge me about this, that, and the other. Like I had somebody reach out to me, 2 people today, and it was like, hey, just letting you know, I'm not a catfish. I'm really a real person, blah, blah, blah. And they just wanted to talk. And I'm like, it was like, I just didn't want you to know my name or something, they said, but it was more than one person. And I'm like, it's cool. Like, you're not the only person that's like that on here. I have several people like that on here, and it's cool. It respects your privacy, and it gives you the opportunity to feel a little more free and a little more forgiving too. Because we got to remember, people come from very religious backgrounds, not knocking any of that, because that's really what has been a cornerstone in our community. However, I understand the mental blocks and the emotional blocks that people have. So I'm okay with that. I'm okay with whatever it takes for a person to get comfortable. So we have to customize stuff. We got to customize it because everybody wants something different.
I agree. So do you feel like you've become like the sex talker, like the person who everybody go to for like advice and get the okay to feel and think like this in your little group? Or do you feel like that's happened? Because I feel like a lot of times when people are open and expressive and really basically just don't care about like being politically correct with that, they become the person that everybody who wish they could be like that goes to get advice and talk to about it. Does that become your role?
You know what? I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, right? So That's really been my role. And I'm gonna say this: when I was married, like many moons ago, before I moved to Georgia, my first business I actually started after I had left corporate was selling sex toys. And before I did it, I actually sat down with my husband. I did what my mentor asked me to do. We went to a Starbucks, and no, it wasn't a Starbucks. It was another coffee house. But we went there, and I went over my business plan with him. And the reason that I took him out of the house is because he gonna still act like he the king of the house. So I needed us out of that space so he could listen to me, not look, you my motherfucking work. So I just needed him to, you understand? So we were in a public setting, having coffee, sitting and talking, and I was just showing him all that I had worked on and what I really wanted to do. And I really wasn't interested in going from corporate to another job right away or anything. I just needed time just to like, it sounded fun, you know, and it was profitable.
Yeah.
So he gave me his blessing to do it. I wasn't, he didn't want me doing it all throughout the week. You know, I still had to do the mom thing throughout the week. And then on the weekends, I could go do it. But you talk about some easy ass money that I was able to make. I had so much fun. And in the room of women, it'd be like, I'll be talking to you, and I always made sure that it was like some wine, some champagne there or whatever to help people loosen up a little bit. And I would sometimes like blindfold women just so I could see. I put something in Shannon's hand just to see if she withdraw or did she like it, you know. And then with like church folks, I really blindfolded their butts because I don't want nobody looking at somebody else like, oh, she nasty. So we had a lot of fun games that I would do. But what I realized, y'all, is once I took them into a separate room to actually do the transaction and the purchase of the products, women by far, I realized, are not having freaking orgasms. Like, and it was breaking my heart. And I felt like every person that was like older than me, orgasm, like, how do you even spell it? You saying that's something you feel? And my heart went out to them. It hurt my heart so bad. And it just motivated me more to like really empower women to understand more about your sexuality and stop feeling embarrassed about every single damn thing. So I love doing, however, at the time, I was married, and I was going to church too. So once my divorce happened, I let that business go because I was still in a different mindset. Like, I can't hide behind, well, I'm married. I just want people to have good sex like me and my husband. Couldn't hide behind that story no more. So I ain't have a new story. So I say all of that to say that it's always been something that I absolutely love talking about. I love knowing that people are having really good orgasms, that people are sexually free. Because I think that's why people are so angry, y'all. I really do. I think one of my biggest things is like, for real, like, even like if I had to do couples therapy, I say to somebody, I'd be like, listen, if you are mad at your spouse, if y'all had sex and you still mad about it, then that's something y'all really need to talk about. But if after you connect physically and spiritually with that person, if you're not mad, that shit wasn't worth it anyway. Just leave it alone.
What was we fighting about?
Nothing. Go get me some water.
Let me get these chats in there real quick. So Robbie was like, why not sell some used panties and get the bag? That's what's up. I think the next one is from Poppy Blanco. I think he's trying to facilitate something. He just said, can I see your feet? So that's Poppy Blanco. She's like, that costs money. People pay big money to see Jazz's feet, Next one is from Terrence. This is for you, Shannon. Is Shannon interested in starting her OnlyFans? Is that why she's asking so many questions? Or maybe he's interested in seeing your OnlyFans. I don't know.
Yeah, I actually have an account.
Really?
Yeah. I have an account, but it's inactive. It's like I started it, but then I never, because it is a lot of work, like she said. creating content, period, not just OnlyFans, even, even for my lane, the whole fitness thing, creating content, it is a full-time job that you don't necessarily get paid for. So you have to have a vision, and you have to really be able to see that vision clearly and stick to it, because people think like, oh, taking selfies and doing videos, that's how hard can that be? But it really is pretty challenging, because you're always on. You always got your phone in your hand. You're always recording. You're always, so you're getting a lot of screen time. You spending a lot of time in that world. So it is difficult. And I just, yeah, I guess I've realized I'm really not up for the challenge, being a pretty girl, okay, with whatever you got going on between your legs, that's not going to be enough, Yeah, because anybody can, look good, but to actually dedicate yourself and be interesting and, get a lot of followers or subscribers, that shit is hard.
Thank you.
That shit is hard. It is hard. So.
I missed somebody. Go ahead. I just want to say,
yeah, but
my boy, Jedi Mike.
Hey, Mike, or whoever that was.
Jedi Mike.
Jedi Mike. Okay. Actually, I found out that OnlyFans actually, when it first started, it was about fitness. So apparently two guys created the platform to showcase, fitness and them working out and getting buff and all of that. And then it kind of got hijacked by the strippers during quarantine. And I mean,
and they took it to the next level.
And then the celebrities kind of started scooting into that lane. And there was this big controversy about how celebrities are taking all the shine from, the little people that are trying to make a few dollars on that platform. As you can imagine, someone like Rihanna, if she decided to make an OnlyFans, oh my gosh,
they would blow up. Like
she'd probably pull in another million. Yeah, she'd probably pull in another million or two there, but
in 5 minutes.
Right. But then who's going to subscribe to my page or, so.
Like who's going to subscribe to your page is the people that you don't want subscribe to your page. It's going to be your boss. It's going to be the pastor at the church. It's going to be all the people you don't want subscribing to your page all over it. Seriously, anybody that gave you a hug that was just a little bit too long is going to subscribe to your page.
That's it.
And that's another thing, like she was saying too, like she doesn't even use social media to promote, your average person that's on social media. If you have 10,000 followers, of course, you're going to try to use that to promote your OnlyFans, so to do it to promote your OnlyFans without the help of social media platforms, that within itself is a huge job. And I mean, I commend you for being able to pull that off. I've been on Instagram for, I think, since 2012, and I'm struggling to pull 4,000 followers. I can't even, but I'm not worried about it. But, it is hard. It's difficult to be a content creator. It's not as easy as people think.
Yeah.
We got a question from Dangerously Active, and as this is for you, Jazz. What's the best and worst experience you had on OnlyFans?
Let me see. I've had some really good experiences, like people just sending me like $100, $200 tips, just being, that was cool. Not even just for content. So that was great. My worst has not yet happened. I want to say yet, because we live in real life, y'all. And I already know from being online with just IG, Facebook, different things like that. You won't believe, like, even before all of this, like, people will just continue to be in my inbox and just keep talking. I never answer you. Like, I don't, like, after I talk to you, if I don't feel like we have the same interest, the same whatever, don't talk to me no more. But people are very, very, very creepy, and guys don't handle, like, I don't want to say rejection because I don't feel like it's rejection. I just feel like we're on two different spaces and times, and like, just go
You can
on.
say rejection.
It's just
You ain't on your
they
level.
don't handle rejection well. It's the truth.
They don't.
All right.
So yeah,
Okay.
so I'm,
Go ahead, British.
that with all of that said, I'm very mindful, and I do want to put out here on YouTube, okay, guys, I am prior military, so I am a sharpshooter trained person, okay? I will enforce my amendment to protect
You will
myself,
get
okay?
hurt. Like if you take
Yeah,
it too far with
trying to
Jazz.
remind people, don't get it fucked up. Like, I am not correct business. Don't get it fucked up.
Man. So we got another question from Mr. Brandon James. He wants to know, he's really trying to put it out there. What are your limits on OnlyFans?
You know what?
You're going to blow this man's mind if you say you haven't reached it yet.
Yeah, I think the only limit I'm not into, guys, is like anything dealing with like scat play, which is like playing in feces. So, if that's your fetish, like, I might need to update my profile and say that.
What's the term for that again?
Scat play.
Scat?
Scat means shit, basically. Yeah, there's people that do that.
Yeah.
I don't think OnlyFans allow that stuff. I think they got parameters. Like, you can't do that kind of stuff. You can't like do stuff in public. I think they got like, what have you. So they kind of try to have some parameters. But if you at home by yourself or with somebody else or a couple of somebody else, it's all good to go.
Mm-hmm.
I just never knew that there was a term for it. Scat. Oh, wow.
I know.
Okay.
Hey.
We got somebody falling in love with Shannon. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna click on it. I didn't read the full thing. It was like, Shannon, I love your skin. You're attractive and friendly. Can't wait to see you on the Gray Pill podcast.
Hey.
I'm sure it'll happen.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Shannon's my dog. All right. And so, well, that was amazing. You know what? Can you stick around? We got this section. We about to jump into this other part. It's called, we like to call, we can't make this ish up. But we just pull stuff from like the internet crazy stuff and just kind of speak on it. I would love your perspective if you got a minute to stick on and just give your insights.
Yeah.
Okay. And I just want to give a shout out. Let me give one more shout out to my man, the Real Long. What's good, Dame? It's all good, man. I'm loving life. You just subscribe. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Oh, if you are watching this and you haven't liked and subscribed, make sure you like and subscribe because we're trying to keep these going. This is something that we're going to be doing.
And share too.
And share. Yes, definitely. Share. Instead of hit those notification buttons because this is something that we're going to be doing every Tuesday. We got some real cool shows going up. One of them, I think, Jazz would be perfect for is like, it's called Open Relationships. Have they got it all figured out? Or open marriages or whatever? Do they have it all figured out? Because just something that we definitely want to explore because my wife and I seem to know other people who have open relationships. I don't know why. We don't,
listen, a lot of people have not had open relationships. It was just secret until them babies came out. You see what I'm saying? And so what I'm just saying to people, I don't know, people got to start talking.
Mm-hmm.
Poppy Blanca was asking, I think we touched on this like early on. Does your OnlyFans affect your relationship with your boyfriends or what have you? Well, Shannon's not doing her OnlyFans, Jazz said that hers is all for it.
Yeah, no.
He's all for it. Yeah. I mean, like how all for it is behind the camera with the camera, just like, baby, get that angle right there with your hip. Your hip needs to go like this.
He ready. I just honestly, because it's so much that goes into content creation, is more than just that, right? So it's like for me, like I prefer not to always have the male masculine energy right there, because then it takes away the fun from it. Like it's already a lot of work. So because you got to keep it going and keep it enticing and keep it sexy. So like he can't be involved all the time, because then it'll feel like 9 to 5 for real.
Man.
So I have a question real quick. I have a question. Have you ever been recognized in public? And if you are ever recognized in public, like how would you, and someone, like if someone said something to you, like they wanted a picture or an autograph or something, like how would you handle that?
I would, that's a great question. I thought about that today, honestly, because I had some very weird encounters today. So I honestly thought about that. I'm totally okay, long as people are respectful, right? Like if you see me in mama mode with my teenager and her friends, like, don't be rude or say something that you wouldn't want said around your kids and your family, right? But I'm definitely down to like talk. I'm not a that type of person. Like I'm gonna speak no matter what. Like if I saw you out at a restaurant, I'll speak to both of y'all. I'll be like, "Oh, you look nice today. I love your hair," or whatever. I'm not that type of person. So I'll definitely speak. I'll do a picture or whatever. But I think it's the same discretion that we should give celebrities. Not that I'm one, but be respectful. People are human.
Yeah.
Right.
And that kind of leads me to another question too. You were talking about your daughter. I know I used to get asked this question a lot when I was an entertainer. But if your daughter was to decide that she wanted to have an OnlyFans, would you oppose it or would you be okay with it?
Good question.
10-4. I help her get the equipment. Yeah. Listen.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, because this is about, at least in this zone, right? Like I would have went first, right? So it's just like if I was, if I was into adult entertainment, like stripping or whatever, like the game. Like now I can tell you appropriately how to protect yourself, what works, what doesn't work. The reality is, just because if I oppose it, does that mean she gonna stop fucking? Like, no, people get the game so twisted. Like, the best thing you can do is like talk to your kid, be honest, be open, stop being weird. Like that shit has been proven not to work. Proven.
Yeah.
I agree.
But the more open you are, because my cousin's interested. He said, like with his daughter, he actually said that he puts her up on all the game. He told her what the shady stuff he did to women in the past. He told her what to expect when dudes going out there, and that girl will not get played by anybody. And I've seen her relationship, and she the boss in that relationship because of the game that her dad put her on, and he's super proud of that. Man, I mean, people cannot get off. Shannon, you opened a can of worms when you were talking about you had OnlyFans. Where was that? Somebody wants to know how long ago was your OnlyFans? Because they're gonna do some searching right now. It's like, Shannon, how long ago was your OnlyFans? Are you open as well?
They're trying to find it. They're trying to find it
right. They're on the search hunch for your OnlyFans right now.
You know what? I think about it because I definitely could use another stream of income, and definitely something to where I can do from the comfort of my own home. But again, that is a full-time job, and typically when I'm at home, I like to relax. So I don't know. I mean, the account is there. I think I haven't logged into it in a long time ago, but I think I started it probably like a year, maybe. Honestly, it's been more than a year. I think I started it like right after quarantine let up. I live in Atlanta too, by the way.
Hey.
Yeah. So right after quarantine let up, I think that's when I started the page, and I was like, where am I going to get the subscribers? And so then I was like, I'm going to have to get them from my Instagram, and my Instagram is just not about that at all.
Yeah. You'd have to create a separate one. And
right. And I actually do have a separate IG from when I was dancing, but that page also, I just never, because after really thinking about it, I was like, I don't want to promote that because that's not going to be my lane forever. And I would just hate for an amazing opportunity to happen, or, you know, a huge door to open for me, and then stuff starts creeping up that I don't want. You know, I want to leave, and not that I look down on stripping. I had a great time. I loved it. You know, it was hard, but I did. That's what brought me to Atlanta, the business, in 2010. But I had a lot of fun. I met a lot of people. I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about people. I learned a lot about sex. I learned a lot about a lot of stuff. So I don't regret it at all. But I just knew that was something that I wanted to do then. And when it was over, I wanted it to be over. So I didn't post a bunch of videos twerking. I didn't post a bunch of sexy pictures or anything like that because, you know, like I said, I wanted to, when I hung those boots up, I know I wanted that to just stay in the past. And like, I guess around 2012, that's when social media really started taking off. And I made the page for the purpose of promoting, and then it kind of went in the fitness world, and I created this other page, and I was just like, you know, I just make the money organically and leave it at that. So.
All right. Just somebody asked a question.
OnlyFans.
We addressed this earlier. Do you make content with your boo? And like you said, you would love it, but you haven't done it as of yet, correct?
Yeah, correct.
Right. And then last, Brandon James, he's got questions. Brandon, I'm feeling you, Brandon. I hope you subscribe so you can see this one. Brandon's got some questions. He says, would you do a threesome on OnlyFans if the fans wanted it? If so, would your man be okay with it? What's she gonna say? She hadn't already done it. I'm just kidding.
No. It depends on what does that threesome look like, right? So a lot of times, men, what you guys think is a threesome, or what y'all call menage a trois, is not what I call a menage a trois. So I am not into bringing another woman and one guy. So like when you say a threesome, then that's me and two other men of my choice.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. She's like,
okay.
Look at Shannon, like, okay. Go,
I agree.
Girl.
Yeah,
man.
Because they always like, oh yeah, do this. No, that's not no damn threesome. I'm like, it's a threesome. Yes, 1, 2, 3. Yes.
I remember the chick that played the mama on Baby Boy, AJ Johnson, said for her 50th birthday, she went and made sure she had her one with two dudes she knew, and everybody was like jumping on her. She was like, "I'm grown." She was like, "I am grown."
I was so happy.
Have you had? Oh,
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Shannon. I'm sorry.
Have you had that experience?
With two men.
Yes.
Yes.
On OnlyFans.
No, I have not posted that. No, I have not.
Okay. So Terrence wants.
You still have to be mindful of other people. You have to be mindful of their privacy. And then like recently I tried to post something and I was trying to pull somebody else's face out. It got flagged. So it's, you got to be mindful of other people's privacy, other people's lifestyles, the different things that, because everybody live a different lifestyle. And a lot of times people do not want what they do in private as something that other people know about.
Gotcha.
And I respect that.
Terrence wants to know, do you ladies subscribe to anyone's OnlyFans?
I don't.
No.
You want to ask me? I don't subscribe to no.
Right. It's not to be funny. Like, I'm not interested in it. Like, I look at some things on Twitter or whatever the case may be. But, like, what we have to really understand is it takes all day. It takes work. Like, I am still somebody's mother. I am still, the queen at this household. I still got a lot of other stuff that I have to do, So to even engage in that type of stuff and respond to each person who messaged me and do all these different things, that's a lot. So I don't even have time to even be playing on Facebook and Like people be like, "Oh, did you see the post? How the hell do y'all even have time? Don't y'all got jobs too?" But no, I you know, you got to be serious. Like it's either you're gonna be a consumer of social media or a content creator. Like it's kind of most content creators are not consumers. We're not checking out everything that everybody is posting.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the Red Pill podcast said, I'm sorry, the Gray Pill podcast. I will never say that again. Do not write in the chat. The Gray Pill podcast. It's the Gray. I'm gonna say it 10 times. The Gray Pill podcast. The Gray Pill podcast. The Gray Pill podcast. I promise. That's my boy. I'm respecting his platform. The Gray Pill podcast. As he said, I guess it goes back to something that you said back in a while ago about like it getting out or what have you. The Shannon, that's not true. I work with a lot of sex fluencers. These men want you to be on some OnlyFans. I don't know. We had opened a can of worms for you, Shannon.
I don't really know exactly what he's responding to.
Well, I think you were saying something about like you just wanted to be over and you didn't want to have an opportunity to come around and that in some way kind of hinder your opportunity, take advantage of the opportunity because something that might come up. You said something to that effect. And he was like, yeah, a lot of businessmen still work with like women in the sex industry. But like I said, she don't want to have she don't want to have OnlyFans. If she did, she would have it.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. I'm pretty sure women who work in that lane, of course they go on and they do things with their lives. But I mean, can you just imagine being in an office? I mean, and then, that one little picture gets out or that one video gets out. And now everyone's like looking around corners and snickering and, like, tell me that wouldn't happen. Like,
all right. So my man, Papi Blanco calls himself the strip club king because he's, I guess, at a strip club aficionado. Do you feel like answering this question? He wants to know what strip clubs you danced at, Blue, the Office, Kicking Diamonds. If you don't feel like talking about it, we ain't got it.
I wanted to know too, Shannon. I'm sorry. I was just trying not to hit you back to back with questions. I was like, I'll ask her later.
You can ask. Did I work at Magic City? No, I never worked at Magic City. I did work at Blue Flame. I did work at King of Diamonds in Miami. Never worked at the Office. The majority of my time was at Onyx. And my first club was Kamal's 21, which is platinum, I guess. Yeah. But yeah, I was a big Onyx girl.
Gotcha. All right. So, well, that has been, like I said, we're going to have one of our upcoming shows is going to be, like I said, is going to be about open relationships, swing and stuff like that. We would definitely like to have you on the panel because we love your energy. We love your openness. And I think it would just make for a great and exciting show. So, I mean, if we have anything related to do with like sex, I'm just going to hit you up. Be like, Jazz, we need your expertise and your stuff like it on the panel. You're gonna be our resident sexpert, okay? All right. So we want to get to this thing we call we can't make this ish up. I had a little graphic for it, but I found that it was kind of corny, so I decided not to do it. Oh, yeah. So I'm just gonna pull up some like interesting things. Things that I've just come across or people have sent me or things I've seen on like Instagram or what have you, and what's your opinion, what you think about it. The first one is since you guys are both from Atlanta, where you can get
hold on.
Oh, well, no, I'm sorry. You live in Atlanta.
Right.
I'm sorry. Shan and I are from the Bay. I'm sorry. You live in Atlanta. My bad.
Oh yeah, you know y'all Cali folks that y'all be like,
Warriors okay. All right, yeah. So, in Atlanta, you can get a BBL at the grocery store. What do y'all think about the newest trend, men getting liposuction? What do y'all think about that? Let me read this little article that came across my door. Bandman Kevo, I guess he's a rapper out of Chicago, calls out other rappers for not revealing his ab and waist lipo and his rappers after revealing his liposuction results. I guess Bandman Kev was going viral, but this time it's for his recent ab and liposuction that he's putting out on social media. What do you think about men getting liposuction? I think that. What's your opinion? Do you think would you if your man right now said, you know what, baby, I just want to get some fat sucked out. I need some abs, so I'm gonna go to the doctor and make it happen. Would y'all feel some kind of way, or would y'all be like, do that shit?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell
I'm not promoting that. No,
she said
it's a no for me.
It's a no.
Yeah.
I know, because you're all about fitness. You like get it the old-fashioned way.
Exactly, because then you know that the fat's not going to return because you changed your lifestyle, you changed your mind. So
yeah, it's a shortcut.
For me, it's a no.
I'm gonna add to this. I'm gonna say she's right. She's correct. However, I worked in a surgery center. It was so much fucking fun. But it was this guy, he came in, he had a really nice body. But he had like this little bit of fat, like right there. Like the rest of his shit is chiseled. Like his body looked good. But he had like these little bits, like, and you could tell he was self-conscious about it, because he had been working out and the rest of it. But it was just that little bit of fat. Like it was just a little bit to take him over. And I'm trying to think, did I see a dude get ab etching or something like that? That's how I found out that was a thing. Because he had lost the weight, he had put in the work, like Shannon said, right? But then it's just like that little bit that, it's kind of like up there with like veneers and stuff. Like everybody want to be like, oh, you just need to do this, that, and the other. It's like, fuck, but it depends on what industry you're in, or if you're trying to be on television and you want to see yourself, you just want just that little bitty push. So I don't know. Long as he ain't coming to me, won't no darn BBL, we good.
Oh, that's what's up. You got a whole different problem if your man talking about they want a BBL. You like, seriously, he might be. Yeah, that's a different Atlanta issue altogether. It's like, I'm doing it for you, baby. Okay. All right.
But I found out that a lot more men than we know of or that we think are actually going under the knife as well. Mm-hmm. This is, they get Botox, they get fillers, they get muscle implants. Men get all kinds of stuff.
And that's what he was saying. He was like, there's a lot of rappers out there who got six-pack abs who, went under the knife, who bought them things, who didn't work out.
It's ab etching. It's ab etching because the surgeon, he just intensifies what you've already done. Like he can't make you no six-pack if your ass ain't been doing nothing. But if you've been doing the work and you just got that little bitty extra layer of fat that you just need sucked out or whatever, and he can do that, and just for me, I'm just saying for me, I'm tired of how things were before. Like everybody's lying, everybody's in the closet. So I just feel like we should talk about some things instead of shaming people, because then that's how people end up dead or hurt or sick.
Okay. Let me see what the comments got to say about that. Somebody wrote, okay. Terrence wrote, would you date a man with a gut? Like, who you refer to? Well, ask both of the ladies, would they date a man with a gut?
That's really not. I'm not really attracted to that body type.
Like, define a gut. What's a gut? Like, there's little,
look at her face,
dad bob,
like,
what's a gut?
No, I don't want to make it seem like that.
What's a gut? Tell me what a gut is to you.
Okay, so a gut is when you have a belly.
It's hanging over the belt.
Yeah, like prego, 10 months prego,
Gotcha.
But a little pooch is just,
a little points down. Gotcha.
Yeah. So if it's over the belt buckle or over your the top of your pants, and then you got the little side stuff happening too. I'm typically not attracted to that body type, but
like What about you, Jazz?
You know.
Yeah, no, I mean, not being funny or anything else like that. It's just, I'm like, Shannon, I'm not naturally, attracted to that brother, or that guy in the room. I naturally, you're not the first one I see or anything else like that. And honestly, for every 20 pounds a man lose, he will gain an inch of penis. So that's, it's very important that you have all of that under control.
Like Big Boy said, Big Boy once said when he was big from the Big Boys Playhouse was like, you don't know what you miss if you ain't never had the belly on your back.
No, we know what we're missing.
Somebody said Caterpillar just said, just do the work. Just
a belly on my back, boy, bye.
Right.
Yeah, I think she gave the answer to that dangerously active. Shannon don't like bad dad bods.
Do you like dad bod? What is a dad bod?
That's like you used to be in shape that you could, you about, that means when you're about like 15 to 20 pounds over what you should be, but you used to be in shape. So it's kind of like proportioned. Okay. You might have a little stomach, a little bit on the side, but you ain't like over, you pushing clinically overweight, but you're not, I'm describing myself. So I'm kind of got to like try to make it sound better than it is. No, I'm just I'm just serious. But
like you trying to dance around it.
Yeah, exactly.
Dad bod.
We already know that's a no.
Yeah, so I'm typically attracted to tall, slim, some tone. You don't have to be beefy, but I like tall and slim, That's typically what I'm attracted to.
All the tall and slim dudes gonna be blowing her up right now. So all right. So that was a good next question is the next question that we got. All right. In the 80s, there was this movie called Throw Mama from the Train, where these cats, I guess, decided to throw mama from the train. This lady in Texas, of course it had to be Texas, had to take it one step further. And throw mama's ashes off the bridge. I don't know if y'all saw that one. Where let me go ahead and get this in here. Hold on a second. Take this comment out. All right. Police charge a Fort Worth, Texas woman on May 4th with abuse of a corpse after she threw the ashes of her boyfriend's mother into Lake Worth local state into the lake. Basically, she basically said her man cheated on her. She was mad, so she videoed herself throwing the ashes in the lake. And it came up on TikTok, and she just got arrested for abuse of a corpse. Now, I just want to ask you, has a man ever made either one of y'all that mad to where you about to throw his dead mama's ashes into the lake?
No.
I wish I was as grown as Shannon.
No.
I wish I could say that.
The only reason, I think the major reason, I'm not going to say the only reason, but a major reason I'm saying that is because I actually was in that situation before.
Oh, do tell.
So my mother passed away when I was 13. I don't know how I ended up with her urn. Thank you. I don't know how I ended up with her urn, but I had her urn for X amount of years, and I took it with me wherever I went. Not like, always on me, but if I moved, I took her with me. So I was in a relationship, and it was some serious drama. And let's just make a long story short, I ended up going to jail that night because he decided to take my mother's urn into his hands and throw her into the street.
Wow.
I saw red. Yeah, he did that shit. I saw red. I drew back with my closed fist and with all my force and might. Okay. I hit him in the mouth. split his lip. He called the police and I went to jail because they asked me. They were like, well, Miss, did you? And I said, yes, I did. Yes, I sure did. And I'll do it again. I'll do it again.
Wow.
Now, after sitting in there for a few hours, I regretted being so forthcoming with the truth. But
wow.
You know,
I'm not wowing what you did. I'm wowing what he did. Yeah, wow.
You said,
I said I'm not wowing you. I'm wowing his level of disrespect.
Yeah. That's some disrespectful ass shit. You don't do no shit like that. You don't do no shit like that. That's enough to get you killed, actually. Some people will go there. So no, I would never. I could never. I would never. Because I believe in spirituality so much.
Yeah,
like,
I hear you. Yeah. Hopefully I would never do anything where my wife would want to throw anything in my mama ashes in the lake.
Your mama
I do some stupid shit sometimes. But what about you, Jazz? You said she a better woman than you? You said you could get mad enough to throw somebody's mama in there?
No, I'm not gonna throw nobody's mama, but I will. Yeah, I mean, I've been known to like not display the best behavior.
You pull that 9 out on them, huh? No, like no comment. It's like what you heard.
I don't know what that was. That was not me on the internet. But yeah, now somebody's mama ashes. Like Shannon said, that's enough to get killed. Like
it is.
At least her seeing red, she just hit him one time. I don't know that. My God, I just don't ever. Please don't test my faith or your faith in anything to do that with my mama.
Man.
It's best.
So
I would never do nothing like that. Just not only because of what I experienced, but I'm very I'm spiritual, and as a matter of fact, I pray to my ancestors daily. So
yeah,
I pray to my ancestors daily. So I would never even think of playing with no shit like that.
That's what I'm saying. How did you even like? That's crazy.
I mean, all the stuff she could have threw in there, his mama.
You could do a million things, but damn, his mama.
She went into a whole house with TVs and
then recorded it,
and then threw it in his mama. I mean, that's some cold-blooded stuff right there. She could have thrown anything but his mama. And Terrence asked a question. He was like, silly ass question. Did you go collect the ashes out the street? Shannon, I think that's for you, Shannon.
Yeah, they didn't come out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was just, the case, it was a little urn.
We got a lot of cats. But
if they had if they would have came out, I don't know, y'all. I might not be here right now.
That's what I'm saying. It's bad.
I might not be here right now because that was a lot. I was like, I can't believe this nigga just
exactly.
And when that happened, that kind of let me know, like, I can't be the one responsible for her remains. And so, and then I gave, I let somebody else in the family member hold on to that.
Cause you ain't trying to go to jail. Some other dude touched him.
It's a lot of responsibility to bear someone, to hold on to somebody's remains, because I mean, if somebody really wants to hurt you and they want to go as low as they can, that's like a really low place that you can go. Like,
that's weird as shit.
I mean, that's lower than that's crazy. I mean, you got.
Well, you want to know what's even weirder? You want to know what's even weirder? My ass forgave him, so I forgave him.
I don't doubt that, because men do crazy stuff and women forgive a lot.
Yeah, I forgave his ass. So
that's crazy.
I forgave him. Talk to him again. Forgave him.
I forgave him, but the relationship was definitely never the same. It was never the same. But I did forgive him and gave him the opportunity to do some more fuck shit. So sometimes we gotta hold ourselves accountable, ladies. Like,
All
But
right.
yeah,
The last one is
that's
okay. This is
crazy.
gonna be a little bit like this. Hope this doesn't touch any nerves with anybody in the chat or anybody listening or anything like that. So, do anybody know? Do both of you know who DJ Academics is? Right? He's the I don't know if he DJed a long time ago, or now he's just like an internet troll that just trolls celebrities and gets paid a lot of money to do it. He's like he's the black Perez Hilton, you know.
Oh,
So
wow.
he just recently an older text of his recently came to light that he said an older comment about he has no problem hooking up with 17-year-olds. He said his only criteria is they got have a college ID and they getting a D. And he's catching a lot of hell from it because he said in his mind, there's not much difference between somebody who's 21 and somebody who's 17. What are y'all feelings on that? I can tell I'll tell y'all mine later. But what are y'all feelings on cats who have this type of mentality?
I'll let you take the floor.
I was like, Lord, here we go. All right. So my politically incorrect answer is this is definitely screaming little dick energy for me. This is definitely screaming that because like this is so like what the fuck? Why would you even post that? That's number one, right? Even if you know like you are pushing the envelope on certain things. Okay. But 17 is a person can consent for sex. So a lot of people are already fucking and doing their thing. I How old is he?
He's like I don't know. I think it was a couple of years ago, but he was probably like 28, 29 or something. Like, let me see. Let me Google how old DJ
Yeah, I'm about to
Academics
try to
is real
Google
quick.
it real
If
quick.
somebody in the chat is faster than for me, then for me to fill up the academics.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't, and I'm not for, underage sex or underage pornography and things like that. But I think 16 is the age of consent in most states here in the United States.
Yeah.
Oh, he's an active 30. Okay, he's 31. They said he's 31.
Yeah. So he was probably when it was a couple of years ago, so he's probably like 25, 26 when he said it.
Yeah, so then that'll only put him a few years older than the lady. But
Well,
my question is that
7, 8 years older.
Yeah, but my thing is the fact that he posted that, then that means he's probably doing more. He's going a little bit younger. That's what I'm thinking. I don't yeah, he gonna have to take that up with somebody, daddy.
What you got to say about Shanny? You got something to say? They want to nothing to say about it.
I honestly don't know why everyone was so shocked. Like this is nothing new. Like older men have been betting younger women since the beginning of human existence. That's how it has been. That's how it is. That's how it will be. And then, like she said, the age of consent in most states is what, 16 or 17.
But I think it's if they got to be like 2 years older than you. You could be 16 and hook up with an 18-year-old, but you can't be. I don't think even in a state where you can be 16 and you can marry them with the parents' consent, but you can't just hook up with somebody at 16 and you 25, 26 years old. Mm-hmm. You know, it's just one of those things where, and he's notorious for like he might be on some like Jeffrey Epstein type stuff, like paying because he's notoriously pays for women's services. So he's probably finding, women who are in a bad position and offering a little bit of change and taking advantage of this situation. I think it's fucking disgusting. I think, like you said, Jazz, somebody dad need to go see, or uncle need to go see him, or just the culture need to go see him.
Well, the culture ain't.
No, the culture definitely it ain't protecting us
because the culture, they protect that type of stuff, man.
Yeah, but I mean, the reality is like most people are with somebody, women have older mates. Like even my significant other, he's a lot older than I am. However, 17 is, I don't think he should have just actively said that, because now that pushes me back to 16 and 15. Just, because people lie, because they make 17, it sounds consensual. And so then it sounds like his ass maybe really doing something else. That's where it gets a little crazy. But people doing this, and I mean, what about the rest of these dudes that's doing it, and then they not making sure the girl have a little bit of money in her pocket and sure her family okay? I'm not saying any of it's like okay, it's not, super in the box, but people doing what they do, y'all.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's just one of those things where that is a bridge too far for me, that kind of stuff. When I was his age, I was trying to find old ladies as opposed to
What's
and
old
like
ladies? What's old ladies?
Well, when I was 25 probably, or 26, I was like, what a MILF at, I was going to where the 40-year-old chicks was at.
30 was a milk back then.
I guess. Yeah, anybody older than me was, So,
yeah.
But yeah. Well, I have to say this has been.
Goes to show me that shows me as well, like his mentality, right? Like, first of all, he's not even really in the music industry all like that, not that we know of. And so now this is your thing to get income or whatever the case may be. So he ain't got shit else to talk about. He can't pull a Shannon. He can't pull me. He can't. Well, I'm too old for him anyway, but still, like a grown ass woman, like, he needs somebody that's a kid. All they talking about is college, and I got to go home.
The grown ass woman gonna charge him because that's how it is. They're gonna look at him and be like, "Yeah, that's gonna be about 5 stacks right there."
I'm gonna need that.
I need that visa pill played off. That's how it kind of.
But I just want to raise a point that, like, and I don't want to ever make it like a gender war, but let's just imagine for a moment if this was a 40-year-old woman talking about she likes to bag 15 or 16-year-old boys, and we know most 16-year-old boys are sexually active, but would that have just we would just be like, oh really, wow, that's wild, that's crazy. I feel like any woman that would openly admit something like that would get dragged for filth.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's like, so why is this even a discussion? Like, how come this person has not been canceled? How come?
Well, hold on. We brought up a point here, and I'm sure I know somebody in this chat that would jump all over and bring this point out. Is like, but if we just gonna keep it funky, women who do get caught in situations, a la all these teachers from Miami, from Florida, they get a lot less than the man doing it. They get the slap on the wrist. They get a whole less than the man. I don't want nobody doing it, but I'm just saying, if we're gonna keep it funky, the men get way more time and shame as opposed to.
I seem to remember a story about a teacher who was in a sexual relationship with her student who was 15, and she actually was in love with him. And she had a kid with him. Oh, yeah. They drug her.
I know you're talking about that. Mary Kayla Turner was her name, and she was with that Billy Falau was a dude, and she had 2 kids with this dude, and she went to jail. What's called?
And how long? She went to jail. And how long did it take for us to finally put R. Kelly in jail? How long did it take? How many victims?
But he gonna go to jail for a lot longer than she is. He's gonna go. He going.
Well, finally, I feel like if we would have stopped R. Kelly after he was dealing with Sparkle's nephew, we could have saved a lot of girls. Yeah, so it's like, finally,
she kind of like all she did. She didn't really like try to stop her. She didn't really she didn't really put it out there like to try to stop the situation. That's the hard part about it, because she knew what was going on.
a lot of people didn't try to stop the situation, but
Yeah.
you know, that's kind of how that goes. When you have someone playing God because they have the money, which money equals power, you're gonna have people doing things that you know, you're gonna have people forgetting their morals and their values if they ever had any.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you get desperate enough, people, like you said, people start to, the morals start to look like a barrier to getting somewhere instead of a benefit when you get desperate enough.
yeah.
But hey, like I said, it's been a great cast. Can you believe that this was our first one under the new
Numero
platform?
uno.
Yeah,
Wow.
numero uno. So it goes in the record,
Thank
but
you
you
for
are,
having me.
Jazz, you are an
Thank you.
amazing guest. I really appreciate it.
Thank
We
you.
will
Very
definitely have you
beautiful.
back
Thank you.
many
So are you.
times, what have you. Uh, remember, everybody watching, please smash that subscribe, share, like, you know, send out push the notification button so they can you can get notified when we do it. Like I said, we do this every Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern. For you California folks, at 7 p.m. So yeah, I just want to say I'm looking forward to having many more of these happen down the line. And thanks, I can't, like I said, I can't thank Jazz again enough
Thank
again.
you,
So
Jazz.
we
It
will
was a
see you
pleasure.
guys
Thank you guys so much.
later. We
Thank
out.
you.